Hello, Santa Vita. Hello, Santa Vita. All received, thank you. No reported traffic.
Ahoy, shipmates! Just one departure today, but one very important departure that I think there's a lot of shipmates looking forward to seeing. That is the Disney Fantasy. Probably because last time she departed a few days ago, it was very disappointing. Probably one of the worst sail away days we ever had here in port. It was absolutely pouring.
Just Disney Fantasy, just about to lift off now and go up to the upstream ground.
The Fantasy VTS received, thank you.
There we go. It's just about to lift off, head to the upswing grounds. That means we'll get to see her on camera for quite some time. I noticed there's quite a few shipmates down there in port. But yes, the last time she was in port, last time she left, we had
BTS, Red Jet, 7, shortly away from...
We had thunder, lightning. One of the other cruise ships, the Emerald Princess, she got hit by lightning. Oh, well, it was absolutely torrential. Now, we did hear quite a bit of horns from Disney Fantasy. She was very good and played us a lot of tunes from her horns. But it was so loud with the rain clattering down on the roofs and things that we didn't actually hear it particularly well. So I'm hoping today we're better. Just looking at the... No, that's not working. There we go. Just looking at the weather here, and the wind is from the northwest.
6 BTS traffic information. Disney Fantasy getting underway from 102 berth. Should be swinging in the upstream ground now.
Yep, northwest for the wind, which means absolutely perfect. I think as typically she tends to blow a horn as she comes past the red funnel terminal, so that means blowing the horn straight into our microphone. I couldn't ask for better conditions, I don't think. So only 20C out there. It's warming up. It was a bit nippy this morning. I popped out on the old Iron Horse, and fair to say, it was actually quite nippy. I almost considered whether or not I should put my thermal liner into my jacket, but I was only out for a little bit, and it soon warmed up. And that's going to be good for some number of weeks. Looking at the forecast here, it's going to be a bit better tomorrow, and then better after that. And then the current forecast is sun and 25, 26 for the next 2 weeks. Absolutely perfect. Perfect weather for the old Iron Horse. There's plenty of shipmates in the chat there. Let's have a quick look down who's in the chat. I noticed we had shipmate Wicked Fly Girl who got off of Fantasy this morning. She wasn't a particularly good sail away, no, I can imagine, but I think generally she had a good trip. Hoy there, Swifty. It says this time there should be no rain. No, exactly. It should be good. It should be good this time. Oh, that was possibly the worst. And it was all sorts of flooding in the local paper as well. There was a lot of flooding over in Hythe, which is just sort of... I don't know, where's Hythe? There you go. Over there in Hythe, there was flooding in the supermarket, or Applemore supermarket. There was in Cowes on the Isle of Wight, where this Cowes cam is here. There was flooding over here and flooding all over the place. Really quite torrential conditions. None of that today, though. It's going to be a good day today. It's quite the crowd. Let's have a little look, shall we see who's in there? And oh, this camera is annoying. The new camera has its advantages and disadvantages. One advantage is it's really good. One of the disadvantages, it likes to log you out if you haven't used it for about 10 minutes. There we go. Yeah, there's a little bit of a crowd down there. There was quite a crowd down there last time that Disney Fantasy left. And they all got absolutely soaked. We had quite a few shipmates in the chat saying they got absolutely soaked down there. I wonder if, is Mr. Whippy there? Oh, yes, there he is. Well, shipmate Josh, or their shipmate North Crannock. Or the shipmate Pam Wolf. And ahoy there, shipmate Lucy Smirk, who's just become a member of the channel. Well, mate, thanks for becoming a member of the channel, shipmate. Make your way down to the galley. Grab yourself a mug of grog. There we go. She's on the move. So we will see her head to the upper swing ground first. That's at the far end. Then once she's done that, she'll swing round, turn around, and then head towards us. Hopefully, give us a superb rendition of her horns. Supposedly 11 tunes. That's what the shipmate's been telling me. Yeah, so there you go. There's Disney Fantasy. And then she's going to head to the upper swing ground by the HMM Dublin here. And then she'll head on back past us. And hopefully she's going to let rip with the horn round about here, because that'll be perfect. Were there hands from Norway? Shipmate Wicked Girl, who was on Fantasy. It wasn't great weather for the sail away. We had so much fun regardless. Weather was beautiful in Spain. Oh, there we go. So you had a good time. That's good to know. Just scrolling down through the chat. Oh, yes, we've had numbers already. Passenger numbers. I think that's correct what I heard. 3,837 and 1477 crew, which, according to my figures, is a lot. So that's pretty much slightly more than maximum crew, but considerably more than maximum occupancy. I've got maximum occupancy down as 3,500 and 3,837. I'd imagine absolutely jam-packed full of very excited children. Probably a lot of very excited adults as well. Well, the shipmate missed playing. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Oh, well, there's shipmate Anders from Stockholm, Sweden. Sounds like a very Swedish name there, shipmate. Or there Georgina Stevenson. Or there Edward Coates. Shipmate Emily Burr. Can't wait. Not long now. I think she may be travelling. Shipmate Liz H says, hopes Captain Dunlop gives us a full raft of all the tunes again. Let's hope so. It was really good last time, but we did struggle to hear them with that awful weather. Guten Abend, Kex. Well, the shipmate Disney Girls 30 is where their captain and crew stood at Mayflower Park waiting. Rather windy today, but can definitely hear the sail away party going on. Mickey's having a great time. Yeah, yes, I suspect you will, because the wind direction is perfect for you. Down there in Mayflower Park, it is blowing the sound towards you. Well, the shipmate Catherine, no thunder to ruin the sound of the horns this time. No, I know. I'm looking forward to that. Well, the shipmate Carol Finnis. Oh, well, this shipmate Rep Time. Oh, chat has jumped a lot. If I've missed some people, my apologies. It's oh, there Tizzy C. Chat kiss jumps rather a lot. Yep, so she's heading up to the upper swing ground. No, I don't think there's been any horns as yet. Motoring along at a gentle 3.9 knots. The upper swing ground. Well, I didn't hear which way she's going to spin round, clockwise or anti-clockwise. Move the camera across a bit. Not too far. Drunken captain at the controls. There we go.
Red Eagle, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Resident 7 Echo out. Disney Fantasy passing 105 to that upper swimming ground, still then swing and head outbound.
The Disney Fantasy's off. There she goes. You can see her on her screen. She's headed off on a 5-day round trip to Spain. Calling it Vigo in Spain, La Coruna in Spain, and then back to the UK. So the day at sea, day in Spain, and a day at sea, and back to the UK. So you've got plenty of time on board to explore the ship, find out what there is to offer all over the place. And in fact, I think it's the same itinerary as we got here. Yes. So here we go. This is an example of pricing on board Disney Fantasy for the 18th of this month, but it's the same itinerary. On a deluxe ocean view with veranda from $14.98, based on 2 adults sharing. Later on in August, a 3-night cruise. Again, a deluxe ocean view. That's hopping over to Bruges and back again. You get a day at sea as well, and that's from $10.90 per person. I do know that Paul said quite a lot of these cruises are pretty much sold out, so you'd probably have to check with him what the availability was like. Well, the shipmate missed playing as we disembarked on her today. Our survey party was delayed till 10 p.m. Oh, that's right, yes. Not surprised. It was awful weather here. Glad it's getting the go-ahead today. Yep, definitely getting the go-ahead today. Hoi there, Raymond Morris. Oh, hoi there, Hamburg Hafen Live. Guten Abend. Or Port of Hamburg Live for us English viewers. Paul did provide, there we go, did provide a useful chart here of what's included on board. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, spacious staterooms, pool, recreations, enchanting entertainment, and Broadway-style shows. I'd imagine the shows on board would be pretty good. Imaginative youth clubs, character greetings, themed dining, sports, slides, coasters, adult-only nightclub, lounges, pool, much more. Yeah, that's one thing I did hear someone tell me after they went on board. They were quite happy. There were some adult-only areas. Shipmate Hamburg Live. We have Dumbo on the back of this one, shipmate. Dumbo with a paintbrush in hand.
Yes, the Red Falcon. Good afternoon. To the party, more paper cows, please.
In fact, we'll get the best view of Dumbo as he comes past. It's better. We don't, as he comes past us in the morning, we only really see him from his backside. Doesn't sound quite right, does it? We see the back of him, but as he comes past us on his way out, we can see the front side, so you can see him with his paintbrush. I think the paintbrush is in his trunk. Couldn't really see it last time. There was so much rain. The weather was appalling, absolutely appalling. Yeah, almost at the upper swing ground now. And she'll swing round. We're not sure which way. Normally the pilot says which way they're going to swing, but either I wasn't concentrating or I didn't hear, or he didn't say. Well, the shipmate Fiona McNichol says, so glad I've not missed it. Had my head. I had my head in my head that she departed yesterday. No, departing today. She's off on a 5-day today. Well, there's Swifty. Got most of the shipmates in the chat there. Oh, shipmate Michelle Clark says, yes, they are great for adults. There we go. My daughter and I love going and enjoy the adult-only areas, but also enjoy the character meetups. Oh, shipmate Hamburg Live says, oh, the new one has Spider-Man. Ooh, that's branching out. Although it would look quite good, wouldn't it, Spider-Man on the back? He would be most suited to be swinging around and climbing on the stern of the vessel. Not sure which one that is. I think it's Disney. There's a couple, isn't there? A couple. They've got a whole lot ordered. If I remember, I'm sure some of the Disney experts in the chat will be able to say. I think Disney Treasure might be the next one. There's a whole lot coming. I think they've got one ordered every year for the next 2 or 3 years, I think. But if memory serves me correctly. Fairly quiet in the Solent this afternoon. Not much racing going on. Shipmate Swipe says Disney Adventure has Spider-Man. Well, shipmate Claire Stapleton says, yeah, at least the weather's better this week. Oh, yes, so much better this week. Shipmate Hamburg Live says Disney Destiny. So we've got Disney Destiny, Disney Treasure. Shipmate Alex thinks that Disney Treasure is the newest one. Yeah, I'm not sure which one's which. Disney Treasure, shipmate Swipe says, has Hook and Peter Pan on the back. Well, that would make sense. That's quite in-fitting, isn't it? With the name Treasure. Sounds like Peter Pan. Shipmate Jean Louise says the Destiny is in Germany getting built. Oh, it's probably near our shipmate Hamburg Live. I don't know where she's getting built. I wonder if she's getting built somewhere on the River Elbe somewhere, perhaps. Yes, Disney Destiny and Disney Adventure are the new ships. Wow, a lot of ships. A lot of Disney ships. Shipmate Swifty, who's over on the Isle of Wight, said he's driving the Isle of Wight cam there. Says it was chaos this morning. Ah, the yachts everywhere. Oh, did I miss the race then? I was busy working this morning. Yeah, there's quite a lot of yachts in the other part of the Solent. If we look down here, yeah, lots of yachts here. I don't know if they're part of the race or not. Very busy, Cows Week. It's keeping shipmate Swifty there on his toes over driving the Isle of Wight cams. Noisy radio. Shipmate Swipes is on the Disney Fantasy next month. Oh, Shipmate Hamburg Live says the Destiny's nearly finished. Undocks Saturday and transfers in September. Oh, I guess she's probably off somewhere to be fitted out. Oh, that'll keep you busy then if that's somewhere in your neck of the woods. Shipmate Wicked Fly Good, who got off of Disney this morning. Said that she's already booked up and Dream for next year. Looks to me like the ship's moving sideways, unless my eyes are deceiving me. I could put the track on. I wonder if that would show. Yeah, I think she's moving sideways. I think she's moving across a little bit, probably using her azipods at the stern and the bow thrusters at the front, just to gently drift it across, give her a bit more space so she's got somewhere to turn. She's got to spin around her 340 metres of ship length. Unlike the HMM Dublin, which is 100 metres long. She's indeed crabbing, says shipmate Morky Burns Wakey. Crabbing, or as we would say in nautical terms, ferry gliding, I suppose. We tend to refer to that sort of movement as. Well, the shipmate Lee Warren says, hello, ahoy, Captain, and also ahoy, Humbug Huffin. Love watching you both. Really enjoyed Humbug Huffin when you were live on Norwegian Aqua. Yeah, he had some good broadcasts there, didn't he? Slowly moving, really, really very slowly indeed. Speed is currently 2.5 knots. Our Disney, there she goes, now she started spinning. Our Disney Fantasy here, built in 2012, makes her 13 years old. And she apparently is a dream class ship. Capable of holding maximum passengers of 3,500, but we've had the numbers earlier, and it was more like 3,000. I did read it out, 3,700 and something, I think it was. So she was very full of passengers. Christened by Mariah Carey, no less. And has one sister ship, the Disney Dream. She's here in the port of Southampton all summer, busy cruising away, hopping over to France and Spain, up a little trip up to the fjords until the beginning of November, where she then heads off to Port Canaveral on a 13-day one-way trip. Shipmate Kath 68 there says the only time a cruise ship looks small is next to a container ship. Yep, you don't really appreciate how big the container ships are until you see them next to the things that you're sort of familiar with. I mean, the cruise ships make the ferries look small, and the container ships make the cruise ship look small. The weather must have picked up a bit. 10 knots, gusting to 10 knots, with the occasional gust of 20. 55% humidity. Much better than last time when she departed. You could just about see the wake from the Azipods at the stern there. Well, the shipmate Mark Waite says, what Disney ship is it next year? Oh, I don't know, actually. I'm sure someone in the chat can tell us. Or our shipmate's banner, a shipmate from Texas, Shepherd Book, says there after the Disney Ventures there are 5 ships on order that have yet to be named. Sensibly, they're keeping the capacity around 4,000 passengers. That's a good idea. It's a good number of passengers. That is sensible size of ship. You've got economies of scale, but it's not too big. Yes, I'm not sure which Disney Dream. Well, we go. Oh, Disney Dream. Shipmate Swipes says Disney Dream for next year. Shipmate Beyond the Horizon says they're on deck 8. Give you a big wave going past the park. Okay, we'll look out for that. Might be difficult to locate you exactly on deck 8. Hoping we're going to get a good rendition of horns. Oh, horn shipmate Alpha Munna. Many thanks for becoming a member, shipmates. Get yourself down to the galley, grab yourself a mug of grog and join our Discord server. Well, the shipmate Josh says, any Hornet jet? I don't think so. I've not heard any yet. We are having perfect conditions today. It is a touch windy out there, but the wind is actually going to blow the horns towards us. So yeah, turn it off. I'll turn the microphone on. I'll turn it off again, but the microphone is working. It is a little blowy. Every now and again it blows the microphone, but it's not too bad. Certainly much better than the other day when it was wet.
Southampton BPS, that's all received. No reported traffic.
Yes, hopefully we'll get a blast of the horns as she passes Mayflower Park and the ferry terminal here. I was just looking for the prices of the transatlantic ones. Not actually that bad. Very limited itinerary though. Departs, so it's 13-day transatlantic to Port Canaveral. Calls it La Coruna in Spain, Vigo in Spain, Funchal in the Madeira Islands, and then next stop is Port Canaveral. Don't know. I've been asked this question before, and the question is, why do they go to the upper swing ground and not the middle swing ground? I don't know. It's to be pilot preference. I don't know if it's to do with windage and space. They have several options. If I show you on the map. So they've at the moment the Disney Fantasy is here, she's spinning here, but she was moored up here, so she could reverse and spin here in the middle swing round. Typically what ships do, but very occasionally, sometimes they reverse all the way down here and spin here in the lower swing round. I think sometimes they just like to show off with their reversing skills. Well, the shipmate Lee Thornton. Welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for becoming a member of the channel. Get yourself down to the galley, grab yourself a mug of grog, and join our Discord server. There should be a link there. Well, the shipmate Tin Chicken says, what time is the ship sailing? Ship is underway, shipmate. I would imagine she'll be passing you in Cowshot, I would think, in about 10 past 6, I would think, as an estimation. Somewhere around that time. 6 o'clock. Yeah, maybe I'll go with 6. I'll revise that to 6 o'clock. Shipmate Pam Church says, yeah, to make things easier, they could paint the deck numbers on the uprights of the side. So the ship, you would know where to find people. That would be helpful. It's also helpful if when people say they're on deck 8, if they say whereabouts on deck 8, in midships, forward or aft or something. If you say deck 8, it's an entire length of the ship, so it's quite difficult Well, the shipmate Ryan Bishop says, love this channel. Keep up the good work. Out of interest and curiosity, is your full-time job? What is your full-time job? Enterprise. Well, making mischief, I think, probably the captain's captain's full-time job in Enterprise. In case you're wondering, I am the captain of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. And that is a mere 16 minutes today on the captain's banner bingo. Very good.
The next go innovation. Southampton BTS.
Shipmate Keith said we did transatlantic last year on Dream, and it was fab. It's the same shame they're not doing a Disney Island stop off this year, as we stopped off at Castaway Quay in 2024. Yeah. Okay, that would be good, wouldn't it? No, I believe I think that's one of those islands that's owned entirely by the shipping company. Shipmate Olivia Rose says the deck below the lifeboat says deck 4. Well, thanks, shipmate. That'll help. Shipmate Shepherd Book needed 10 more minutes to win the pool.
BTS, Disney Fantasy, all swung and proceeding out now.
You can see that.
Fantasy, Southampton BTS. That's all received. And we don't have a customer time Wednesday.
Yeah, about 35 minutes. We'll get our foot down.
Oh, 35 minutes.
35 minutes. All received.
So I'm thinking, yes, probably for the shipmate who's cow shot spit, probably more like 10 to 6.
BTS, ready to go, approaching the hide line in. Permission to carry on, please.
She's up passing under the ship at cow shot.
Ready to go, Southampton BTS. Yes, you may proceed as safe to do so. Disney Fantasy, upper swing and ground, outbound.
Yeah, that's all copy, thank you.
Yeah, she's passing under the ship at the Fawley Deep. So if I show you on the map here, you'll hear them talk about it. She's going to go off the screen a second.
Let me check her as BTS.
Now the Disney Fantasy, she's up here, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a channel between all these buoys along here, slightly paler in colour. So this is a navigable dredged channel that's deep enough for all the ships. And that she'll go all the way to here, and then she's got a Fawley Deep pass, and this is Fawley Deep here. And this area is much deeper, and it's the only place where two ships that are clear channel vessels can pass each other. And as soon as they've gone past that, again, it's a narrow channel around Bramblebank and around here.
All received. No port of traffic for you. Over.
Yeah, that's the... Oh, I turned the label, and there you go. There's the Fawley Deep marker there. Well, the shipmate Sean Beatties is staying in the Premier Inn on the 3rd, 4th and 5th of September. Any ships departing on those dates? Well, I suspect so. If you're talking about cruise ships, which I'm assuming you are, then I will have a quick look through my list. Yeah, we've got, so there's 3 ships on the 3rd, Arcadia, Silver Dawn and Oceania Marina. And then Regal Princess on the 4th, and that's it. So you could certainly... Where's Regal Princess? Regal Princess is in 106, so she'll be just about where Disney Dream is now. So you could pop down to Mayflower Park and hear the Disney Regal Princess, and she'll probably blow her horn as she departs. Very distinctive. Well, I'm thinking about turning the outside microphone on. I don't think it's too disturbing. Yeah, I'll leave it on. I think it's picking up noises of something in the ferry car park. It's probably a reefer. Yeah. Yeah, there's some sort of reefer down there somewhere. That's what we can hear chugging away. But anyway, it's pointed over this way. The wind's in the right direction. It's not horrible weather. Let's hope we get a lovely rendition of horns. I've been told there's 11 tunes that she plays. And one of them, including one of them, is Star Wars, but someone else said that she only does that on May the 4th. I don't know if that's true or not. Hi there, shipmate Russell Presswich. Love the coverage, Captain. What's the name of the map used on the screen? Ah, that's my vessel, my ship. Hang on, which one is it? I use 3 or 4 of them. myshiptracking.com, that's that one. I've been finding it's quite good. I send them AIS data, so I get it free without adverts and things like that. And the other one I tend to use is my vessel finder. Very occasionally I use marine traffic. Marine traffic definitely has the most information, the most pictures and so on. I don't like the graphics on it particularly. Vessel finder I quite like, but I've been using my ship tracking more recently because I do like the colour of the graphics. And it's got a 3D city layout as well if you're a volunteer, if you're volunteering your data.
Roger 7, Southampton BTS will receive traffic information in Bernard Shepherd, Norris Boy, inbound. Outbound at 105 now, the Disney Fantasy, clear channel.
Okay, shipmates are saying leave the mic on. Right, fine. It's not too noisy. It's not too noisy today. I can hear it from my headphones. Yes, and sometimes I do forget to turn it on. I've seen someone's shipmate comment.
BTS Red Jet 6 Town Quay for gas, please.
I'll tell you what, I'll mute the radio as well, so we don't have any interruptions from that. There we go. We should be good. Optimum haulage situation here. Let's hope she doesn't disappoint. Shipmate wants to be awake. He says there's just 3 horns that she only plays in certain times. New York, New York. Is that when she's in New York, perhaps? It'd be very limited time, wouldn't it? Star Wars theme and Darth Vader tones. What Darth Vader tones sound like? Shipmate Amanda 121 says she's made it home in time for the haulage. Let's hope so. Let's hope there's haulage. I know you've made it home. We haven't had any as yet. Hoping she doesn't disappoint. Well, their shipmates Hamburg Hafen says next to Cunard, the most beautiful ships. I tend to agree with you there. I think the only thing that lets them down a little bit is the water slide on top. Other than that, I do like the design. Very elegant, lovely sterns to them, lovely blue hull, and of course a couple of red chimneys on top. think that was pretty good. I think that was about the same as last time for the amount of hornage, but certainly much better than Disney Dream. Disney Dream sometimes didn't even blow a horn. Very disappointing. No, that's fantastic on that one. Although I think the wind was causing us a little problem with the microphone there, but I hope you all heard the horns. Sounded pretty good if you ask me. Good variety of hornage on board. I'm not sure I could identify all of those tunes though. I suspect some of you are a lot better at working out what those noises were than I am. Well, Josh says yes. Captain Wesley doesn't disappoint. No, I think he's got a heavy horn finger, much to delight, as I'm sure, of most of the people down there in Mayflower Park. Well, the shipmate Daniel Louise says, "Oh, she's on Disney. Can't wait for the tunes next year." Wish Upon a Star is shipmate Carol Finnis's favourite. Well, Havoc happens says, is there a public place to watch? Yes, there is, shipmate. There's a number of places to watch, actually. I wonder if I could show you. In fact, I do need to make a little film up because people keep asking me where to go and watch, and there are a fair few places to go and watch. One of them is Mayflower Park.
Victoria, Southampton BTS.
Good afternoon. That's us about getting away for the Hafnia Taurus sailing from Esso.
Curious, BTS all received Disney Fantasy there, parting Town Quay outbound. Over.
There's Mayflower Park here on the corner. That's where a lot of people were today. Also Town Quay here, right at the end. You get a very good view of the ships there and in the ocean terminal. And then also you can go over to Hythe Pier and get a view from here. Or if you go all the way down to Cowshot, you get a good view from Cowshot Spit. They go past here really close, but really fast, unfortunately. So it's not always the best location down there. Mayflower Park and Town Quay are probably your best bets. And then, of course, it's customary then to have a beer at the Dancing Man afterwards. Right, what a fantastic weather day. So much better than last time.
Southampton BTS, that received no reported traffic. Over.
Well, the shipmate Alan Edwards, welcome aboard, shipmate. Many thanks for subscribing. Well, the shipmate Junity says, I think I saw my brother. I don't know, but thank you for the stream. Okay. Yeah, it's a little difficult to spot people there. No one, I couldn't see any flags or anything particular. Shipmate Lucy Smug says, Western Shore's good. Yep, Western Shore's not a bad place. Not a bad little spot. Well, this should be Mark Waite says, do they do horns past Cowshot? I don't know, but I suspect the answer is no. Mainly tends to be a departure thing in port. Shipmate swipes on. Looks like they've been busy through the list of songs.
Red Jet 7, Southampton BTS.
Apparently, so we got Wish Upon a Star, It's a Small World, Yo, A Pirate's Life for Me. Oh yes, that's probably my favourite one, I would imagine.
Red Jet 7, Southampton BTS, that's all received, thanks.
Oh, we get a good view of the chappie on the stern. I forgot to look at the chappie on the stern. More importantly, let's go. Let's get down there. Let's get down and have a look at old Dumbo buddy. There he is on the stern. Oh no, he's got the paint bucket. Oh, he's holding the paint bucket with his trunk. Yeah, clever little elephant, isn't he? Each Disney ship tends to have a different Disney character on the stern. I might get a better view with this camera. Let's move across a bit. There we go, slightly better view there. Apparently I did see someone in the chat mention that they weigh something like a couple of 1,000 kilograms or something. It seemed like quite a lot of weight. Now, I'd imagine they are probably made out of metal. They've got to be fairly strong and rigorous to cope with all that the sea throws at them. Well, shipmate Danny says, when are you going live next, Captain? Oh, that's a good point. I think Friday. Let me have a quick look through the schedule. So we have the... Oh, where am I? Gosh, I was a long way down there. Disney Fantasy today. Then we have one on Friday. Norwegian Dawn. Actually, no. Thursday. There's 3 on Thursday. The Aurora, the Celebrity Apex, and the Seven Seas Voyager. And that's 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock departure. So, yeah, I'll probably, if I'm back in time, I should do that. Really get to see the really lovely pointy bow there. The Disney Fantasy. Shipmate Shepherd books, yes, not 3 ships on Thursday. Yeah, no, I'll be doing that one. Yeah, 2 at 4 and 1 at 5. That's jolly good timings, Alice. I do like that. Keeping them close together. Shipmate, oh, sorry, excellent about Hades says, yes, the Dumbo figure weighs 1,000 kilograms. Guessing it's all made out of steel. And it'll be welded onto the back of the ship. Don't want that falling off mid-Atlantic. Otherwise, all the little young passengers on board will be very upset.
BTS, the Disney Fantasy at the Western Shelf.
Fantasy, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Furnace Shepherds now, Corn Channel inbound.
Thank you.
Ah, yes, there's a ship that she's passing with. What's she passing with? Oh, the Burner Shepherds. Oh, it's a little tiny. So she's having a Forley pass. It's a little tiny Forley pass for Bernard Shepherds. Probably there you go. There's Bernard Shepherds. We had a Bernard chip in a couple of days ago. Quite entertaining. Still not as entertaining as the Sri Wangi 3, though. Definitely my favourite ship name. So they will pass at the Forley Pass opposite the Esso terminal. Just move my cameras around a little bit. There we go. Yeah, there's the Bernard. They'll be passing at Forley Pass. Well, the shipmate Maxi Band 976 said, thanks for a great watch. Love the information you give out. Well, thank you, shipmates. I always like to keep my shipmates well informed. Looks like we've got a little foiling chap out there. Yep, couple of foiling surfers. One of the red jets shooting past. Shipmate Fish and Football in Space says that's a really nice stern. It reminds me of the galleons of old. Yes, I can see what you say. What you're saying there, it's definitely unique. I don't remember any other ship that's got quite the delicate stern.
Roger, 7, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Yep, I've seen it safe to do so. Security, dockhead, outbound, over.
If you're interested in any of these cruises, do give Paul from Love Cruise a call. He should be able to sort you out. They are a little bit more expensive than some of the other lines, but I don't know anyone that's been disappointed by them. Generally, all the shipmates who travel on board seem to be very pleased indeed with their cruises. She's got a fairly limited season here in port, and Paul tells me that lots of them are sold out. You might be restricted on what room type you can get, or even if you could even get a cabin on board. She's off on a 5-day round trip to Spain today, and in fact, this one here. So, and that calls in at Vigo in Spain and La Coruna in Spain. And then after that, she's up to the fjords for 8 days. Then a 4-day trip to Spain, then off trip to France, trip to Spain, trip to Belgium. A couple of 7 days in Northern Europe, so they'll be doing sort of Hamburg, Rotterdam, and so forth. 7-day round trip to the British Isles. Another Norwegian fjord trip. Another one around Europe. And then finally, in the beginning of November, 13-day one-way trip to Port Canaveral, where she'll go in winter, away from the horrible weather here, somewhere lovely in the Caribbean. Well, the shipmate Tiny Andrasta, how fast can a ship like Fancy go? Well, it should be limited to a top speed. 22 knots, or 41 kilometres an hour for all you continental types, or 25 miles per hour in the King's units. Most cruise ships have a speed somewhere around 22 knots, 21, 23, something like that. The only ones that doesn't are some of the older ones, are more like 20 knots, but more specifically the only ocean-going liner, the Queen Mary 2, has a top speed of 30 knots, which frankly is moving for a boat that size. See, visibility is pretty decent. We can see all the way to the Isle of Wight. Well, the shipmate Raymond Morris says, do I keep a book with information in? I have a little book with some information in. Most of the time, no. Most of the time, I sort of remember it. I often do a little bit of research before each live stream, so I just have a quick read up on the figures and things, so I can refresh my mind. It looks like those pleasure craft there's making a bit of a heavy going down there in Southampton water. I thought it looked quite calm. Shipmate Tony Andrasta says, faster, not better. No, most of the ships, it's about going from port to port, and to be honest, they go more than faster. Most of the time, if you follow them on some of the tracking apps, they're not even going at 22 knots. They tend to do sort of 19, 18 knots. Of course, it saves fuel, and possibly a slightly smoother ride. Currently, she is doing 14 knots. She's got to arrange the PC pass with... Sorry, she's got to arrange the SO pass with the Bernard. Well, the shipmate Fraser at Sea says, ahoy from Celebrity Ascent. Currently approaching Mykonos. Nice to join you from somewhere different to the Midlands. And, dare I say, probably better weather than the Midlands. Not that I've got anything against the Midlands. Although saying that, shipmate, the weather next week is pretty good, so who knows? So they're just about to pass here at the Esso Fawley Deep part. So there's Bernard. That's one of the ferries, but there's Bernard. That's the freight vessel. And then there's Disney Fantasy. Disney Fantasy, she's doing 13.2 knots. And Bernard's doing 11 knots. So they should be passing about there, which is the only part that two of the larger vessels can pass each other. Yeah, there's Bernard. Little tiny container ship. I don't know where he's been. Oh, he's been to Le Havre. I suspect he probably just bounces around between all the ports here locally. Let's see if I can work out where he's been. Yeah, he bounces around between Antwerp, Brest, Rotterdam, also pops into Cardiff, Bristol, by the looks of it. Oh, he does get around. Oh, well, the shipmate Shepherd Book. Oh, many thanks. Or the odd kind donation there. Oh, he says he believes it's the second anniversary of discovering this channel. Glad to have found it. Have a cobble on me. Well, thank you, shipmate. I'm actually due to see someone later, so I will definitely be converting your generosity into beer tokens. 2 years. Fantastic. I wonder how you found it. I've noticed recently I've been getting more American viewers to the channel. I don't know how they find it, so I don't know if that's a YouTube recommendation thing. Much of the mystery of the YouTube recommendations, I think that's the problem. It's a black art. Camera's having a funny 5 moments here. There we go.
Southampton, the Bernard Shepherd's hook in for SCT4.
Bernard Shepherd, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Apart from Disney Fantasy there, no other bullet.
There's the Bernard Shepherd on the radio, so he's on his way to STC4 up the other end, so he'll be going over there towards the HMM. Which was it? HMM Rotterdam? Was it HMM? No, it wasn't HMM Rotterdam. Which one was it? HMM. Oh, HMM Dublin. I noticed the other day over on Hamburg Live, the HMM Southampton's in the background. She came into port when I was on a cruise ship, so unfortunately I wasn't able to drone her. That is the one HMM ship that I'm looking forward to seeing. Probably live stream her when she departs as well, I suspect, next time. And depending on, it might be when she comes in, depending what time that would be. You can see the tankers down there at the Esso refinery. Shipmate Shepherd Book is over in Texas. It's got a 2-year anniversary. So I discovered the channel because my parents had a cruise out of Southampton, and I was looking for a webcam to watch. Southampton webcam, and I think that was search term. Ah, yes, it is. That's a very popular search term for the channel. Oh, well, there we go. That's probably that's how I'm picking up quite a few of my American audiences. Well, shipmate Adam Kenny says I'm loving the live stream. Thank you, shipmate. Shipmate Tiny and Rasta says might be fun to watch the ships going from the Isle of Wight. Yes, you got a good film of the Isle of Wight. So this camera here is over in Cowes, and then you can see the ship just passing Cowshot. So there are a couple of shipmates down at Cowshot who wanted to see Disney Dream. I reckoned it might be there at what, 10 to 6, 6 o'clock, just about there. So I'm not too far out. The only problem with watching the cruise ships from Cowshot is they do tend to whip by at quite the rate of knots. Quite literally. When they're here in port, they're limited to 6 knots, and plus they've been turning and doing things, so you get plenty of times to see them. But down at Cowshot, they come past really quickly. But you can see them. If the weather conditions are good, you can see them come all the way. You can't really see them come down Southampton water too much, but you can see them if you're at Cowshot Spit. Let me show you. So if you're standing on the end of Cowshot Spit here, you can sort of see them. A lot of the tankers obscure your view, but you can see them for a little way there. But then you can watch them as they go all the way down here, around the Bramble Bank, around Cowes, and then down here over to Ryde, and you can see them for a very long time. So if you're down there in an evening where there's 5 or 6 ships disappearing, don't forget to take yourself some binoculars, because you will be able to see them for quite some time.
Red Osprey, Southampton BTS, still received. Disney Fantasy there, Cadland outbound. Over. And Mercurius, Lanes Lake, down for Esso. Over.
They're getting quite close to their pass now. Looks like they're going to pass, well, I'm not sure, red to red, I would think. They often on the radio, you hear them talking how they want to pass, and if it's red to red or green to green. So on the left-hand side of the vessel is the red side of the vessel, so it's got red lights, red markers, and the right-hand side is green. So if they're passing red to red, they are passing their left-hand side, port side of the ship, to the left-hand side of the ship coming towards them. So it's effectively like driving on a continental road, on the wrong side of the road, or for you Americans, the right side of the road. Whereas if it's green to green, it's more like driving a British car. Oh, shipmate Typhoon 1 says yes, you do get the wash. That's right, you actually do get the wash from the larger ships down there. It's quite surprising. Where's Bernard then? Bernard must be on our screen shortly. Must be there somewhere. Where is he? There he is. There's Bernard. Yeah, I would think they're passing red to red, would be my assumption. Looking at that view. There's the Disney. And there's Bernard. Bernard Shepherds. Well, shipmate Tiny Andrasta, well, she's on the correct side of the channel for nautical. You tend to pass red to red nautically. So if you're thinking about in terms of driving a British car, yes, it's on the wrong side of the road. That's how things tend to work at sea, unfortunately. Well, the shipmate Emily Burt says she's loving this stream. So peaceful and calm, and love seeing the ships. Oh, good. Glad you're liking it, shipmates. Yeah, it is quite peaceful and calm, isn't it? I hope. And the shipmate Typhoon 1 says yes, passing port to port as per Rule 14. Unless they decided to pass the other side.
Southampton VTS with Hamilton.
Southampton, BTS.
Yeah, good evening. Permission to break away from Bird 44 for Bernard Shepherds.
Mountain BTS received. Thank you. She's passing message.
Thank you.
I think that might have been the tug going down there to collect Bernard.
Evening, Jimmy.
There are some strange interactions on the radio.
Enjoy your evening cruise. Nice looking ship, yeah, regards.
I would think that's the pilot on Bernard talking to the pilot on Disney, I would think.
BTS Red Jet 7 just departing Town Quay for Cows.
7 BTS traffic information. Bernard Shep is passing as though inward bound. Taking target northwest that lead. Disney Fancy passing as though outward bound. She'll be clear.
So copy, thank you.
Well, the shipmate Tiny Andrastic, is that the red funnel next to the other ship? Yes, it is. Yes, the red funnel is a little bit to the stern of Bernard and following up. The red funnels are small enough that they can actually travel outside of the main navigation channel. There's a small ship's channel, and I have seen them nip up there sometimes if it's really busy. There we go. And not that you can really see from that angle, but they are just passing each other now, the Bernard Shepherds and the Disney Fantasy. Well, they should make James B. Any thanks for subscribing. Shipmate Type 1 says the Singapore is crazy for traffic. That's true.
BTS Red Eagle shortly departing Royal Pier for East Coast.
Red illegal VTS all received, thank you. Traffic information, Bernard Sheppey, Pattern Esso in for SEC.
Sorry, can you just repeat the name?
Bernard.
Bernard Sheppey.
Okay, thank you.
I did like it the other day when we had the Shriwangi 3 in. I'm sure one of the pilots made the VTS repeat Shriwangi 3 multiple times. The white ship in the distance, and shipmate Nicholas Shaw, that is the ferry from Fishbourne to Portsmouth. The White Link ferry. If it's the one that goes backwards, I think it's the hybrid one. Yes, it's the Victoria of White. Just going into Fishbourne. There we go. That's what you could see. We can just about see all the way down Southampton Water, all the way down here, and it goes right over Brambleback, right over to here, and you can just about see the ferries going into Fishbourne. Camera's a little unresponsive. Shipmate Sterlo says, have I missed anything? Oh, we had some good honking and hooting from Disney Fantasy this time. It wasn't a disappointment by any shape or means. It was a good old blast. I think we probably had every tune at least twice, I think. I mean, I suppose if there's... I don't know how many tunes you played. 9 or 10 tunes. Shipmate Type for one, who's obviously a bit of a nautical spirit, says the entire bridge crew's got their head on swivels when joining the traffic separation scheme in certain places off of Singapore. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, there's so much traffic down that way. Well, shipmate Adam Kelly says, my support work says, hi, Captain. Well, ahoy there, shipmate. Ahoy there to your support worker. Don't think we can see Disney just yet. No, yeah, we can. Get Disney over here. The cows can. Looking very sharp vessel. Much better than previous departure, I mean. Oh, shipmate James B said, yes, Disney just played her horns again. Passing a vessel, currently watching from my bedroom window in Cowshot. Wow, you've got a good view there.
Six VTS traffic information, Disney Fantasy approaching Hookout of Bound Clear channel.
Shipmate Tiny Andros says, any weird ships? Oh, we get all sorts of weird ships in here, Port. Shipmate, all sorts of interesting things. And we had the Seaworks exhibition a couple of months ago probably. Quite interesting. That's a commercial boat show, and there were lots of interesting vessels there. Get hovercrafts coming up here to be serviced. Super yachts. We've had quite a few super yachts, especially going to Ocean Village. All sorts of super yachts. We've had the yachts with the highest mast in the world. Super yacht, the highest mast in the world. I think it was called Pink Gin, if memory serves me correctly. We had also the largest super yacht in the world, the Dilbar. Yeah, all sorts of interesting vessels. Plus your container ships, cruise ships, ro-ros, tugs, heritage vessels. We have the Shield Hall heritage vessel, which is more or less permanently here.
All received, thank you.
And then also we have visiting heritage vessels like the Waverley, which is a paddle steamer, and I'm always surprised how fast the Waverley goes.
Which star, Vitia? Southampton VTS all received, thank you. Traffic information, due away 1830 from ESSA number 2, the Hafnia Torres, and casual tidal gauge is 2.89 on.
Oh, should they make Jack's Life and Beyond? It is to crews give tours of the ship, such as engine rooms, bridge, crews and quarters, all that's my nan went on a ship, and often one night on a 7-day cruise, the captain would eat with the guests. Last time I went on a ship, there was apparently a ship's tour, behind the scenes ship's tour, which you had to book up in advance. I didn't know that, and I missed the opportunity. They used to do a lot more tours of the ship, down to the engine room, all that sort of thing. But I think during COVID they stopped a lot of it.
BTS, Alison McGregor.
They stopped a lot of those sorts of things during COVID, and have not brought them back.
Gregor, BTS.
Shipmate Typhoon wants to the shield tools for fun when he's on leave, but otherwise oil tankers and bulk carriers. Oh yes, bulk carriers. I forgot about bulk carriers. Childhood dream come true, he says. Well, fantastic. Glad you found your calling in life.
BTS, Alison McGregor.
Alison McGregor, BTS.
BTS, Alison McGregor, good evening. We're just leaving Hythe for our evening cruise, and we're heading down to the Hamble. And we have 15 on board.
Gregor, BTS, received, thank you.
Yeah, so next, rather oddly, next live stream will be on Thursday. Because there's 3 ships departing on Thursday, and then just 1 on the Friday. Which just seems very peculiar, doesn't it? But they're well timed on Thursday. We've got the Aurora and Celebrity Apex departing at 4 o'clock. I wonder if Celebrity Apex will head off around past the Isle of Wight, past the Needles. I wonder if that will happen or not. Don't know. So we've got the Celebrity Apex and Aurora at 4 o'clock. Then 7 Seas Voyager at 5 o'clock. Then Friday, just the Norwegian Dawn, all by herself on 4 o'clock. Then Saturday, we've got 4 ships on Saturday. Sky Princess and Ventura at 4 o'clock. Iona at 5 o'clock, then MSC Virtuosa at 6 o'clock. And 2 on Sunday, although it's difficult to say because one of them is the Seabourn Séjour, which I think is going to be down in Cowes, so I may not see that very easily. And also, I'm not sure what time she's going yet. I've got it down at midnight. I suspect they tend to leave at very peculiar times. They're a luxury cruise line. And of course, the Disney Fantasy, she departs again on Sunday. Well, Shipmate Edward Coates says, thank you, Captain, for commenting on Disney Fantasy. No problem, Shipmate. I'm glad we got the proper blast of the horns in decent weather conditions. It was such a shame last time when the heavens quite literally opened just as Disney Fantasy was departing. And then sort of 20, 30 minutes later, it was all gone. Disney Fantasy's just passing the... She'll start to turn in a second as she's going past Cowshot Spit here. This area is an area that's very shallow and dries. And then there's a little channel here that she'll start to follow and avoid the Bramble Bank, which is this big sandbank here in the middle of the Solent. And all this area here is very shallow, not navigable for larger ships. Oh, there, Adam and Emily. There's a request from Lucy Bartram. Apparently new to the channel and loves the channel a lot. Well, thank you, Shipmate. You certainly know how to tickle the captain's fancy. Next is Disney Fantasy starting to turn now. Definitely a full ship. I'd imagine an awful lot of children on board this one as she's departing during the school holidays. Well, there's Stormwatch Druid asking any more departures between now and Friday. Well, yes, there is 3 cruise ship departures on Thursday, which is unusual on a Thursday. So we've got 3 on Thursday. The Aurora, Celebrity Apex, at both of those at 4 o'clock. 7 Seas, Voyager at 5 o'clock. And then on Friday at 4 o'clock, the Norwegian Dawn. Still in the fairly busy window of port departures at the moment. We'll be busy until sort of end of October, beginning of November, and then lots of the cruise ships will start repositioning over to the fields. Repositioning to the Caribbean, I mean. And then once the 1st of January comes, lots of cruise ships will head off on their world cruises. And that'll be the top. I think that must be the quietest time in port. It's probably January and February, where they go off on 3-month cruises, 30-day cruises, 40, 50-day cruises. So it's definitely, I think that's probably the quietest month is probably January and February. Plus the weather's awful. There we go. She's turning around. So there was shipmates earlier that said they were down at Cowshot Beach. That's where the bow is just about now. So if you're down at Cowshot Beach, the ship really is quite close.
BTS, Hapney Torres. BTS Hapney Torres, good afternoon. We're starboard side SO number 2, 11.4 metres, 22 people on board.
And we're heading out to a nav anchorage. If you could give me a number of 1 to aim for, please.
Captain Torres, Southampton BTS will receive. Thank you. Stand by. I'll call back to you.
Thank you.
See you, BTS. See you, BTS will receive.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks, Nick. Evening. Evening.
Or shipmate Sean Beatty said, is that a track on the top or a pool slide? I can see someone going around. Yeah, it's actually a pool slide. I spotted that the other day when she was going past. You can see people whizzing past. It's sort of transparent and clear, and you can just see bodies flying past. Shipmate Josh says that's the aqua duck. Oh, very good.
The Torres, Southampton BTS.
Yep, shipmate Monty Bone Wakeys has noticed that the
Calling Happy Tourist.
BTS is having some problems on their
Torres,
website.
Southampton BTS, can I speak to the pilot, please?
Here I am.
Nav anchorage number 2.
Nav anchorage number 2, thank you.
Well, the shipmate to Kerry. None businesses. I'm curious, are the channels maintained clear out of silt to keep them deep enough for such ships to sail through? Yes, all the channels are navigable by any ship for any tide level. And occasionally they do go down and dredge them. They go out and actually what they do is they go down and survey them to see what they're like. I don't know if I've seen them particularly dredging anything in the Southampton water or Cowshot, but they certainly, up in the port area, they certainly dredge away up there. I think that's probably a bit more stagnant, a bit shallower. And shipmate Type 1 says, yes, including one vessel. That makes sure the seabed is flat and smooth with a rake. Very large rake. Yes, we can see them often dredging in the container terminal up near STC 5. That's a winter activity as well. Currently Cowes Week at the moment, so we've got quite a lot of yachts in the area, lots of racing going on. I think it's I think it finishes this weekend. That's the end of Cowes Week.
Yes, safe to meet you. Thank you. Dockhead tidal gauge is 2.86.
There we go, Disney Fancy here, just about to start turning round the Bramble Bank, and then she'll be heading off past Cowes, past Ryde. Off to Vigo in Spain. A day at sea, and then ultimately ending up at Vigo in Spain. In fact, I think it's this cruise here, essentially, this itinerary here. Except for this one's La Coruna. But very similar, I would imagine, price-wise. Oh, Shipmate Kerry Nunny Business says thanks. Thank you, Typha1 and the host. I live near Park Gate, and that used to be a very busy area, but silt built up, and now it's never used. Oh, which bit around Park Gate would that be then? You're talking about the Hamble. Well, the Shipmate Tiny Androtti, yes, do I control all the cameras? Yes, I control all the cameras apart from this one. This one's controlled by our Shipmate Swifty. And occasionally some of the spanners help out controlling the cameras and the live stream. And then outside of the live stream, they're all streaming all the time. And often the spanners will follow a ship in if I'm busy. Shipmate Millie says 33 days until she sails. Lovely day for a sail away. What a change from the last time that she departed the port of Southampton. Well, Shipmate Jane Reeves has just booked the last-minute cruise liner, 18 days and counting. Is that still? Will that be in school holidays, or is that just outside of school holidays? Well, which is at the Wirral side of Hamble, I guess. think you can still get take a boat up to Curbridge, though. I seem to remember up to the Horse and Jockey. I think that's still doable. There's even a little coffee shop on the Hamble. Used to be on one of the boats. You could pull up with your kayak or your paddle boat and order a coffee and then pass it through the window. I've never seen a floating coffee shop before. Shipmate Becky Boo, probably very right, says everyone is either at dinner or watching a show. Yeah, I would say I would probably bang on there with your thoughts. I don't really get a good side here. All we can see is Dumbo's bum. Or should that be Bumbo? Well, the shipmate Canton 60 is sorry, it's a silly question, but why do they go east of the island rather than west, which seems much easier? Good question. No, that's not a silly question. It's a very good question. And the answer is, I don't know. I have asked. And I think some years ago, there was a bit of a close call with one of the larger cruise ships going that way, and I think they've erred away from doing it. But last year, Celebrity Apex, every time she went down to Spain, she went that way. If you are travelling down that way, the pilots get dropped off pretty much as where we're sort of looking at them now. They get dropped off just here by the Isle of Wight. And then it's up to the master of the ship, the captain, to take the ship out past the Needles. So, yeah, the Celebrity Apex does it. And we had some stunning shots of Celebrity Apex going past the Needles. It looked really good. She was the only one in all the time we've been broadcasting. I think she was the only one I've seen go that way. So it's a rare sight. Maybe shipmate Typha 1 might have some better information, but yeah, I believe that. I can't remember which the ship. Somebody did tell me once that one of the ships some years ago, I don't know what the circumstances were, but apparently it was something got a bit close or something, and so they've decided that it's probably not the best. Shipmate North Crannock says 5:45 p.m. is early dining on Fantasy. Well, shipmate Don Ball says, he likes the new Cow's camera. What's happened to the original one? Unfortunately, that was hosted by one of our excellent spanners, and he's had to move house. So the cameras had to go, unfortunately. Shipmate Millie's trying to spot a room. Oh, it's going to be tricky. There's the water slide, or I'm not sure if it's a water slide or a dry slide. I would imagine it's a water slide, considering the gentle angle.
Falcon, VTS traffic information, the Hermes Torres, that's the number 2 at station, looking off shortly. She's got a swing. Falcon, VTS, apologies, no swinging, but she is lifting off at number 2.
There we go, there's Dumbo, doing a bit of painting on the back. Oh, that's right, it's called the Aqueduct. Thank you, shipmate Blake.
Now, thank you. No report.
Aqueduct. What a amusing job people must have naming things on the Disney ship. Imagine they've all got some sort of twist to the names. Well, hope you enjoyed this live stream, shipmates, which will be live again on Thursday for 3 departures, and then across the weekend, and Disney Fantasy again on Sunday. The weather is looking good for the next foreseeable future, so it should be good on all the live streams. Just like to thank all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing. And I'd like to thank all the PayPal donors, Patreons, and of course members of the channel. Quite a few new members of the channel today. Excellent. And of course, I'd like to thank the Blue Spanner crew for looking after the chat, not only in this live stream, but in all the other live streams as well. Shall see you all on Thursday. Till next time, shipmates.
Roger 7, be careful, thank you. Traffic information, near Torres, after number 2, about to stop, not scheduled.